No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Time does not exist. What is this rubbish? What? The things, right? People are getting engrossed in these conversations about. It's insanity. Of course time exists. Of course time exists. Man had absolutely nothing to do with time. What man did is break it down into sections that suited him. From as far back, the first organism crawled out of the ocean, because that's probably where it started, the very first organism to pop its head out and see the sunrise, watch the sun go up, the passage of time. The passage of time. It's a constant. It is a constant. It always ticks along at the same rate. Our minimum rate for a whole revolution of something or a whole cycle of something, some kind of routine, is the sun coming up in the morning, spinning anti-clockwise. You see the sun there, and as you move across, as it turns, there you've got midday, and boom, as you go that way, boom, nighttime, sun goes. Time exists, right? It's just common sense. This is common sense looking at this. Nobody's taught me this, right? This is just common sense. So at some stage, somebody said, yeah, look, midday. And the day, and that's night, they got split again. So we've got a midday and a midnight. And then probably in a very close order, one after the other, it was broken down into 12. Why 12? Why not? It's a good number. Quite a lucky number, in fact. There's going to be emails with, oh, 12's your lucky number, we'll read your horoscope. I don't fall for that stuff, okay? It's just a really good number. So humans, somebody decided 12 sections, right? Or 24 sections, 12 day, 12 night, would be just about right for the big sections, right? And then the hours got broken down into minutes, and the minutes got broken down into seconds. It's a good system, right? But yes, man did invent, it's like the drink is always there, but man added the flavour. You know, there's always time, the passage of time. We can't exist without time. We need time. If we exist, right, we need to exist somewhere, don't we? A living room, okay? So that's space. The space-time continuum. We need space, and of course there's time, the passage of time. It's like, what? Space-time continuum. What is that? We find ourselves on a planet, right? Time exists. Man took over, as he always does, the intricate details. He'll take it down to as far down as possible. Just keep breaking it down until the molecules and atoms, God knows what's going to come after that lot, But they're going to find a whole new world in there for the people that will believe man-made stuff, right? Alexa, what is the most accurate second in the universe? Did scientists work something out?
I don't know that.
Did they not come up? Alexa, what is an atomic second? Is it the most perfect second in the universe?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, if it is supposed to be atomic second, then it is the newest definition of 1 second using oscillation of cesium. So atomic second is exactly 1 second long.
An atomic second. An atomic second. It's man-made. Man-made hours and seconds. So now man has decided that he's going to shave that second into a super second, or the best second ever. A second. Fucking second, isn't it? There's 60 of them in a minute. Why has everything gotten to this microscopic atom, neutrino, photon, proton type level, where that's where things are explained now? What is this rubbish? Why do we need to go there? Why do people keep going there? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous for everyday people, right, to be talking about numbers that you can't even put into perspective with something else, because they're so outrageous, whether they're big or they're small. It's like, why do it? If people haven't got a perspective, like, why are they getting told a trillion, quadrillion, petrillion of something? And that is your speed of light difference between a vacuum and a slight vacuum. All these numbers. Anyway, time exists. Of course it exists. Alexa, how many dimensions are there?
Here is what I found. According to mathematics, there are 4 dimensions: width, height, depth and time. The first 3 dimensions, which correspond to space, are tangible. The clearest example is that of the square, which has 2 dimensions, width and height, but the moment the 3rd dimension, depth, is added to it, a cube forms. The 4th dimension, time, cannot be perceived or illustrated, since each person has a different perception. However, according to physics, there could be up to 10 dimensions of space, incapable of being perceived by human beings, in addition to the dimension of time.
I'm not going to say it's another definition, right? Because to think, not definition, dimension, 3 dimension. I think I have an extra dimension in my thinking process. It's like you guys see in 2D and I see in 4 or 5D, because I see why things happen and why people are doing things and why it's so obviously not true, some things, and why this is a hoax. But we're still in the same dimension here, right? So that's 3-dimensional, and then because there's time involved, time has become a dimension. Time, it's less a dimension and more part of the package, right? Because we can't be here without time. How is it a dimension? How is sunrise to sunset a dimension? How is the passage of time dimension, I can kind of see, it's like somebody just dug up a fairy tale and thought, hang on, watch this. Oh, they love it, isn't it? Really, we exist, right? For us to exist, there has to be a passage of time, because otherwise there's nothing. And if there's nothing, there's 0 dimensions. But is it really a dimension, time? Time is a constant. What is it again? On this planet, if you live up a mountain, you age faster than if you're down at the sea. It's like, Alexa, do you age faster if you're up a mountain and slower at sea level with relativity and all that?
Bundaberg is 17 metres above sea level.
Alexa, will I age faster up a mountain or at sea level?
From chess.com. When compared to people living at sea level, those living on mountains technically age more quickly.
They age more quickly. Why? Why? Why is this guy aging faster than this guy? Why? Why? Because planets like that, and what are they saying? The closer you are to the center, the stronger the gravity is pulling you. But if you're further up, but this is as we spin round, isn't it? Right? So, I'm sorry. Everybody's aging the same. Everybody's aging the same. Everybody on this planet, at some stage, will see the rising sun because of tilt on the axis. And everybody on this planet, unless you're up at these poles where it's daytime nearly all day, you are going to see the passage of time, and everybody on this planet is probably governed by the same laws. I mean, the chances of us being here, and we talk about, or they talk about aliens, and there's probably, if this whole universe is governed by the same rules that we are, then yeah, there will be a few planets out there somewhere, just in the right spot. Maybe not with a moon. Probably there's that many planets out there, but to think that we are the only ones that we know of, right? It's pretty rare, it would seem. But then we think there might be another 10 dimensions. Where are they? Like how does one get to one of these dimensions? We have to travel at the speed of light, do we? And wait for all the lights and the flashing and the space-time continuum to shatter as we approach 299,792 kilometers per second, and that is a snail's pace. The sun's light is absolute, but dimensions? What dimensions? What? I go to the toilet one day, and the wall in front of you starts to go, and the head pops up. What year is it, mate? It's not a movie, is it? It's just real life, right? So we look at a square, we live in a 3D world, don't we? We can move about, right? why is it a dimensions? We live in this dimension, don't we? This is, if you want to call it a dimension, this is it. This is it. What's all this? Doors. It's too many movies, too many Matrix movies, too many Interstellars. That's what it is. It's relativity and something. There's Earth, there's Mars, there's Jupiter, over there. It's entangled, aren't they? Tangled up. Good in what? Well, it's like string theory. What's that all about? Alexa, what's a string theory?
String theory is usually related to string, a mathematical entity used to represent elementary particles as gravitons, quarks, or leptons, in terms of a small but finite string-like object existing in the 4 dimensions of space-time and in additional, hypothetical, space-like dimensions. The theory of such objects, string theory, avoids the many mathematical difficulties that arise from treating particles as points.
Thank you. So we've got quarks, and so there's another set of tiny things. Only a few people can work out, right? But they teach it. It's open-ended subjects, right, with no end. It's like playing an online game, right? And you can just keep going, right? Instead of ever finding something out that's concrete, you just keep going and smashing your mind, don't you? And it doesn't start to make more sense. It starts to make less sense, right? And people have been through this for years and they're just losing their minds. It doesn't go anywhere. They're bottomless pits, right? The people that are coming up with these things are making sure that they're bottomless pits. Just here we are, right? There's no such thing as man-made climate change because this thing and the molten core in this, we're here. Let's just fucking give our children a chance to have a go, eh? Far out. All right, so there you go. Time, obviously, does exist. Dimensions, other dimensions, because these are 3D objects. No, what is it? There's 3 dimensions because that is a 3D object. We live in a 3D world, don't we? Everything that we know is in our world, right? We're not in its world, it's our world. So, dimensions, I mean, where? Is it the wormhole thing? The travel at the speed of light and wait for something to crack? Who's going to travel at the speed of light? People say it's going to happen and that you're going to travel to space, interstellar. It's not going to happen, right? It is not going to happen. Go to Mars, where there's a 95% carbon dioxide atmosphere instead of the 0.04 that's here. It's the stuff that people are believing and not thinking about for themselves. Honestly, I could believe anything. Anyway, El Sol. This is the center of our universe. There is another universe, a bigger universe, but this baby runs hours. Easy. Of course, time exists. Buenas noches.